Hello, everybody. This is Roxana Hanna welcoming you to the infamous Member of the Month video interview. And this time it's a little bit different. We have Patricia Sweeney and Bert with us. Usually when we have a male and a female, it's a married couple. But this time we have a business partnership team. This year's Member of the Month winnings went to, not really winnings, usually people earn this, people earn it, but this month was a little bit different because we came on the backside of the Live the Dream event, and the person, or in this case the team, with the most weekly ticket sales for I think it was like a 6-week span that we had this contest, they were awarded the Member of the Month for November. So we just came out of Live the Dream, and we have Patricia and Bert as a team. And congratulations for not just winning the contest, not just winning the contest, having the highest numbers each week, but for all that you do. You don't just sell the most tickets just because all of a sudden you hit a lead wellspring, and then all of a sudden you were to sell a bunch of tickets. You did it because of the partnership that you guys have developed, right? And so let's go into that. Tell us all. Well, first of all, hello. How is everyone?
We're doing great, and thank you for all the congratulations, and thanks for the Member of the Month. Bert and I are super pumped about that, and actually winning it because we got a lot of people to live the dream is that's a win-win for everybody, because really that was our vision. We really were excited to get people to the event because we knew that it was going to be a big deal for our business, and quite frankly, we just shared that vision. We just shared with people, look, we're excited to go. We know it's going to change our life. We know it can change yours. Come on. That's really what we did to get people to just commit and to, grab the fire and grab the vision and just go for it with us. And so, that's exciting. It's exciting when people do that. And so I'm great. Bert, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. Patricia's, I just want to say Patricia has been Member of the Month before already this year, like just a few months ago. So she knows like what it feels like already. This is my first time. I'm like a first time Member of the Month. I'm so excited. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. We made it to the Member of the Month. Can't believe it.
Well, congratulations. Is it a webinar? Is it a Member of the Month interview? I guess I just can't keep them all straight.
Bert's on everything. That's good. You know what? That's what it takes, though, right? Like plugging in and just being present and meeting people in the community and being part of the community. And, that's it, right? So we're pumped to be here and have the award. And, but that's what it is, right? It's like being the Member of the Month, I think it's just so much more about being engaged in part of the community than anything else. So we do that, that's for sure. So, yay!
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about process, right? Let's talk about process on what you do with your team, how you help build others up. But then before we get into that, let's start with you, Bert. Tell us a little bit of your story. How did you find MLSP? What was life like before MLSP? What have you done since you've been in it compared to how things are now? Sort of take us down that path so we can get to know you a little bit, besides the awesome new wedding that you had.
Sure. Well, so before I even found MLSP, I was engaged. So obviously now that was a spoiler alert, Roxanne. She foreshadowed in the story there. But I was engaged to a lovely lady, and I had been working for a chiropractor here in my hometown of Colorado Springs, and it was fun, and it was a great job. And in that job, I became a healthier person, a healthier Bert. I used to, not be a healthy guy, and then I became a healthy guy. And I started to grow a little bit, and I was like, wow, I could probably do other things besides just work for this person. And so I really started, like, once that idea got in my head, and the doctor that I worked for introduced me to multi-level marketing. I had never heard of such a thing. And I went to this thing for them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally joining this. I'm in. And it was healthy, like it was like a healthy food thing, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing. And then I like didn't do anything. I got all excited because I went to this event and then I didn't do anything. And what happened was I found a little bit of success doing this multi-level marketing at my doctor's office. They let me that was a warm market. And 1 month I made like a couple bucks, like $500, and I was like, I could totally do this. And I was like, I'm quitting, and I gave my notice.
That was not part of the plan. They were like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to build for it.
Yeah, so just so everyone knows, this isn't typical. Normal people don't do this, right? Normal people don't just walk in and they're like, I need like $4, I'm out of here. So I quit my job, and I started to realize that was my whole market. And so I got scared. I was engaged, I was sitting in my basement, there was nothing on the walls then. And I was just sitting down here in my basement, and I was like, man, I need to try to find the online solution. And I found Rob4. And that was my introduction into My Lead System Pro. And literally my whole evolution of my business online has been through I literally was like, oh my gosh, every leader that's in My Lead System Pro was like part of the journey, right? Rob4 introduced me to My Lead System Pro. And then I was inside of My Lead System Pro, and I really didn't know what was going on. I was like, what am I doing? I just started showing up to webinars. And then I met Brian on the webinars. I was like, this guy's amazing, right? I just started going to all the webinars. And it was my first one. Boom, Frank and Mark. And they were like, you guys should make videos. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to do it. So I just took massive notes because they were doing their Tube Traffic Mojo. And I started making videos. And then Mastery came. And Justice Egan and Adam Chandler were like, hey, are you stuck in your business? Are you like wondering what to do? And I was like, yes, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? And they said, do a 100-day challenge. And I was like, okay, let's do the challenge. So we did the challenge, and that's where I met Patricia. And we got like an assignment together. They're like, hey, go do this assignment. So we called each other on the first day, and we're like, oh my gosh, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, we're gonna take over everything. And then we didn't talk to each other for 6 days. And it was like the morning of the assignment, and we're like, oh my gosh, just do it, hurry, go fast, finish the assignment. And I just followed the instructions. When I joined the 100-day challenge, that was really when that's when I figured out I don't have to figure it out anymore. I just had to follow the simple instructions and just do what they told me to do. When I did that, all of a sudden everything changed. I started to have a little bit of success in my MLM. I got to start working with Patricia. I got a little bit of exposure inside of the My Lead System Pro, like in the little 100-day challenge community. And so then that got me really excited. And the challenge ended, and I was able to partner with some other leaders inside of My Lead System Pro for another like revenue stream. I literally went crazy with it. Patricia and I went to like the levels, like woo, like in the first 28, they got like made the car level, whatever that is, right? Like double sparkly. They're like, you just made triple sparkles. And so it was crazy, right? That was just after the 100-day challenge. And so that was it. And I literally just took that from the end of that 100-day challenge, and I just continued with My Lead System Pro. Patricia and I just continued to provide content. We just tried to make videos to teach other people. What we did was we tried to take the idea of like multi-level marketing teams and bring it to My Lead System Pro and be like, hey, listen, I'm going to show all my MLSP people exactly how to do it, so then they will be successful in no matter what they do. That was like the ultimate goal. And when we started doing that, that's when it really just started like rocketing. So that's a short version of I guess that was a pretty short one.
Yeah, so basically you plugged into all the things that MLSP provided, and you didn't question it, you didn't fight against it, you just kind of went for it, absorbed it, and it's really that simple.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's it. It's just totally simple. If you just stop fighting.
Just stop fighting it, stop fighting yourself, don't worry about all the other little things, and just go for it. Do you feel like you have more tech skill knowledge now, or do you think that this plugging in that you did was more to do with personality and skill and connecting, tech versus sort of the softer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right brain, left brain flow. Which
I
do you
think
think is more?
I think the most important thing is the latter, the connecting with the people, the really making relationships and learning how to. This is really it. Learning how to become the better version of yourself, like the best you that you can be. Like, I know this is silly, Patricia, one time we did a webinar. The secret ingredient is really love, right? Like, you just go out and like love other people and like meet them where they're at and try to share your like, my journey. Just say like, look, I just did this. That's it. And if you do this too, you can have success. So the technical part, did I learn a lot of things? Absolutely. I mean, it's ridiculous how much stuff is in here now, but is that really like the important part? Not really, because most of that, for me, not so much.
Right.
The people
Patricia.
skills.
Yeah, right. Now that because it's not that hard. Tech stuff is kind of 1, 2, 3 steps, sort of do this, do that, follow them. Like Rob Ford has great. All the guys, everyone back there. In Pesco's, everyone has really great training back there just to follow their steps. Patricia, what stumbling blocks have you come up against since you've been inside? What's the biggest challenges, either personally or mindset-wise or tech-wise, that, because you hit Member of the Month, you've been in the limelight a bit, and what, in the industry, in MLSP, what have you felt that people could learn from through your experience?
I think for me, looking back, the largest thing, and I actually kind of asked this from stage when we were at Live the Dream, because I've gotten over it now, but I definitely had some time there where I was so wrapped up in like, well, what is my story going to be? What is my bigger picture going to look like? What am I going to be labeled, in a year or two? Because I wanted, a specific path to follow and a direction to end up in. And there was probably like 2 or 3 months where I was like in that place. And I was still doing stuff. I was still making content and posting on my fan page and doing blogs and doing videos and all that kind of stuff. But in my own head, I got wrapped up into that a little bit. And I think that, like Diana and Michelle and all them answer from the stage, is you just do what you do and you just share your story, like Bert said. You just get results and then share with people how you're doing it. Don't be stingy. And I think a lot of people have that in their head, like, well, I can't tell everybody how I'm getting my leads because everybody else will do it, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
So just share that. And then as you move forward, like Diane said, the people will anoint you, so you'll stumble into whatever that's going to look like. And I'm an analytical thinker. So I think a lot of people that I talk to, that I attract to my business, kind of, they go through that phase too. I see them doing it because I did it. So I can kind of, be like, oh, wait a minute. Don't worry about that right now. Let's just keep going. So.
Right, a lot of people like to know what's ahead instead of just focusing on the present and just one step at a time at the road that they can see. Because there's going to be curves. It's that saying where, here you are, here's your end goal, and people kind of expect this direct path, but you're going to go like this and all that, right? You'll get there, but you just never know where the little turns are.
Right. And the success looks like this, right? It doesn't look like this.
So what did you guys do for, you both have different accounts inside of My Lean System Pro, and then how do you partner together as a team with separate accounts? Because, building teamwork is really important. There are lots of people who, have separate accounts but still work together as a team. What do you guys see ahead? Speaking of seeing ahead, what do you see ahead for the two of you? You seem to have, formed this good partnership that now, with the 100-day challenge, and then now with the tickets. So it's kind of like,
I think
anytime soon.
No. I mean, the cool thing is this, and that's what's so interesting about our community. And I do have headphones on, by the way, so I don't know why I'm getting feedback, but there is this awesome energy in our community that we're all going in the same direction. And Bert and I are just choosing to run together because we push each other. And what I'm good at and what he's good at are very different. So it's very complementary. And I just encourage anybody to, I was like, this is it, right? Like, what we do isn't necessarily going to financially benefit him or benefit me per se, but we push each other to get more stuff done. He pushes my vision to a much larger place, and then I give him the foundational steps to get to that place, because that's just what we do naturally in our personalities. So I don't know. I don't see why we would ever have a reason to not work together. Because it's not like a push and pull kind of thing with us. We're both just going in the same direction. I mean, if we ever decided to obviously though, we're partnering up. We're trying to kind of take that same concept and not make it just about like me and Bert for doing this. It's me and Bert and Laura and Evan and Jackie, and we really want to take what we do and just expand our partnership to include other people that are on our teams, and even some that are not on our teams, like David DeMarco and some of the people in the community that, again, we're all trying to go in the same direction. I think you can all still do that, as long as you're focused on the goal, right? Instead of like, well, oh, you made a sale and they went to you because you were on my webinar, and who cares? Attraction marketing is chemical. They're going to reach out to who they are going to work best with, and that's kind of the point. So, I don't know. What do you think, Bert?
Yeah, I just think that, well, of course I can't imagine not working with Patricia, now it's like she's my best friend, like we talk to each other like every day. It's funny because we make a joke because this is another blessing. I never talk about these two things. I don't know why I never told this. During the 100-day challenge, they said like go do all these things. So my wife and I went on a date for an improv group, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you should try out for this." So on the day that I got my very first $1,000 sale in the My Lead System Pro, on that same Sunday afternoon, that improv group called me because I went to the tryouts, and they were like, "Hey, you made it." And so I literally made it into this improv group, and at the time, it was a choice of getting exposure in My Lead System Pro, like going on Wednesday webinars, being present, or improv practice. And at that time, I was like, I'm going to the webinars. And it paid off good because check this out. I have plenty of free time now, that I can go and do that. And the other thing is this. We had the opportunity for my 97-year-old grandma to be able to move in with us because I'm here at the house all night. And it's funny, the reason I bring that up is it's funny because I'm talking to Patricia all the time on the phone, and at 97, sometimes Grams doesn't remember stuff so well, so she forgets that my wife is Jessica, and will sometimes say, "Hey, is Patricia coming home?" So I cannot imagine not working with Patricia, and she summed it up. I have this idea of that it's supposed to be inclusive, everything, the life, like the world, right? So why would we separate that because all of a sudden, like, we're in our business? Because one time someone called me, and they're not on my team in anything, and they were like, "Hey, Bert, will you do a 3-way call?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I told that story to someone, and they were like, "Why would you do that? He's not on your team." And I was like, "So what? What is it?" One time I even did a 3-way call for a different company.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the company was. I was like, "Yeah, I love Billy. I know that guy. He's a great guy." Because I wasn't talking about the company. I was talking about working with Billy, right? Or Jim, or whoever it was. The point was that I just thought that when we started this whole thing that we were supposed to be inclusive. Because that's when I came to My Lead System Pro, everyone was so nice. Everyone was like, "Oh, you need help? Yeah, what do you need?" So I thought that that's what I was supposed to do. And so I just made no boundaries. And I think when you do that, it changes things. For me, anyways.
It does, especially if you believe in it. You don't have to hold the door open for someone if you're not getting paid to do it. You can hold the door open because you're a good person and hold the door open. Because the effect So that will give you and them, and maybe they'll open the door for someone else who will, extend way beyond. Yeah, that's awesome. You guys don't necessarily need it, but I'm going to suggest something just listening to the both of you talk. My best friend and I did this, and it's something I called the Gratitude Text Program. it's a big title. But every day, for probably about a month, she and I would send each other a text that we would, and this would be recommended to any other people. But you guys seem to have really good energy that you would actually do this. Every day you send each other a text pointing out something that you're grateful for. And it's a really, because you're not in the 100-day challenge anymore, it's a really great way to stay in touch and stay above stuff, because sometimes you're like, well, I have my health. No matter how positive we can be, no matter how excited we are, no matter how many good things we've got coming, it's nice to have that partnership. And I'm really excited to see this friendship that developed out of the 100-day challenge program.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool. Really cool.
We're thankful, and I definitely, we couldn't recommend it highly enough for other people. I do think that having it live, there was a benefit to that for us, for sure. But what we learned in that process and having to partner up and get things done together set the stage for it. But I love that idea. That's, I think if you think about what your gratitude, what you're grateful for each day, it sort of takes the focus off of the minutia of whatever you're dealing with, and it kind of like pours a little bit of joy back into you. And that's a good place to start your day or go from at any point. That's a great tip, Roxana.
Right.
Well,
What would you guys do to the movie? Yeah. What's that?
I think the thing that we're working on, like where are we going, is that we have a vision that a year from now at Local Dream that Roxana's gonna have to do a lot of sewing, right? There's gonna be a lot of courses, and that we want to bring. That's the idea, is that we want to bring all these people to become the best of them and become L4s and L5s and really be able to see that their businesses take off, because that's really the fun part, right? Really, I mean, what's more fun? You can see when Roxana smiled when you talked about sewing all those things. She's like, oh my gosh, I want to sew so many more, right? That's just fun. And then we get to see all the courses all around.
Yeah.
And, that's the plan, is to just keep on doing that. And for me, obviously as we move along in our businesses, we want to start to be able to participate at a larger level, right? To be able to contribute even more things. And one of the things that we were able to do out of that challenge was I started a call way back, right? And so that we started generating these ideas that MLSP taught us. Like, how can we help other people get exposure? How could you help the guy next to you, not just to sign up a new rep, but to really move forward in his business, to understand how his business is working and how he can interact with other people. Because just teaching someone to go tell someone to sell a thing, you didn't really give anyone anything there, other than a quick oh, you made $5. Woo! But if you teach people how to connect and how to teach other people, then you build a group, like the dancing guy video.
That was awesome.
At Live the Dream, the one guy was dancing, and he showed that other guy, look, you can do crazy dancing. And then pretty soon, everyone wanted to do crazy dancing. And that's how I imagine, MLSP, right? Brian just was the first crazy dancer over there.
Him and Norbert.
Him and Norbert and Todd, right? I'm not sure which one of them was the original crazy dancer, but it was one of them.
Norbert was the original crazy dancer.
Well, there it is.
So, the L5 award, the horses, I think it's the sewing all the little horse jackets is a great analogy to business as well. The first time you're going to prick your finger a little bit. I went to the little sewing store to figure out, okay, is it going to be, or the little saddle dress is going to be laced with the silver stuff or this red stuff. I had to go through a lot of trial and error, a lot of driving back and forth, a couple mistakes. Then I got it down and I got it perfect. It's absolutely beautiful. So now to expand on a larger level, we've got the blueprint, we've got the model, and we can grow faster and bigger. So I'm talking outsourcing the little horse blankets in the future.
Right. That's okay. If I could sew, I'd help. But yeah.
But, that's just the point. You got to go through the trial and error. You have to, fall down a little bit and you figure it out, and then you can grow exponentially. Then when you want to start something new, right, you have to understand that in business and life and everything, you've got to work through it, though. And there was no option to not make those blanket things. I told the guys, we're going to do these courses. I want to do these saddle things. There's no turning back. I mean, right? It's like
You made a commitment.
I did. This was my crazy idea. It's going to be perfect, right? And that's how you got to do with business, though, right? Like, you commit to do something, see it through.
Yeah. And that's the difference. We were talking about that on our call this morning for our team, because you talked about, what are we doing to help our teams and kind of what does that look like? Right now, we're blessed that in our business, we are both full-time. We make enough money to be full-time with what we do. And we really work a lot because we really pour into our people that are working. And I know that that's going to change as we move forward, but I think, like you said, it's that model. And how we treat our teams now is how they're going to know. Like Bert said, everybody was so helpful. That's what I thought I was supposed to do. So how we're acting with our teams, we understand that what we do on a daily and weekly basis and the example that we set is exactly what they're going to do in their business. So we're very conscientious of how we coach with them, how much time we spend with them. We're mindful, but we still spend time. That's that fine line. I was literally talking about that earlier today. Who do you know, who to spend time with? These are the things that we're figuring out. And as we're figuring them out, we're literally sharing it. Hey guys, look, we had an epiphany yesterday. And it's kind of fun. So we're actually sharing our business journey. And so what that's doing for our teams is it's giving them like a living blueprint to give them that path. Because I think a lot of people that we all partner with and the leaders, they've been L5 for a while. So sometimes when you just don't remember. You don't remember what those steps were because you were just in the moment and you were doing it. And so we almost have like a chronicle of our business because of the daily webinars we do in the morning. So that's going to be fun to go back over and watch and see. But, we have daily webinars for people to plug into. We have weekly calls with the people who are reaching out and getting work done. And all in all, we really just make ourselves available for people and try to meet them where they're at. It's not a big, plan or anything. We just kind of go with it. And we evaluate where we are, where we think our team is, the ones that are doing some stuff and might need a little bit more one-on-one time. And that's it. So we're just mindful, I think, is the main thing. We're aware. We're in the moment. I think some people just plod along and they want a plan, but they don't actually pay attention and they don't stop and reevaluate and tweak whatever they're doing so they can get to the next level a little faster. And that for me has been huge across the board with everything that I do. My marketing, my leads, my paid traffic, my content, my SEO, and how you work with your team.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Very good. Useful tips, very insightful for long-term team loyalty, which is huge in this industry. If you can work it, it sounds like you guys have. You have your heart first. Oh, it definitely sounds like it. Really, I can see that is going to really cement the bonds. Yeah, very cool. Okay, how can people find each of you online? What are your website addresses?
Mine is bertledsoe.com. It's BERTLEDSOH.com. Or you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/share-the-secrets. Yeah, don't tell anyone that I'm giving you all of Rob's super secrets.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, well, guys, you can find me at facebook.com/Patricia Sweeney fan page. Or Patricia Sweeney Tube on YouTube, or snagalike.com is my existing website. So I think I'm going to change that up here shortly because you have to be self-branded. Lesson learned. But yeah, we're excited about it. I mean, and you know what? We want everyone, if you're listening to this, if you're in My Lead System Pro, or if you're thinking about getting in, definitely, of course, reach out to us. But either way, we want to see you at Live the Dream 2014 in Austin, Texas in October. Live the Dream 5. What did I say?
You didn't say it yet.
Okay, Live the Dream 5. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and yeah, so it might be end of September, beginning of October. We're just finalizing the dates right now, but the tickets are available. We're securing it all. We've got the location, just getting the, T's crossed, I's dotted, excited about Live the Dream 5. And you guys are awesome.
Thank you, ma'am. We love you too.
Very nice. Well, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. I could sit here and chat with you for a lot longer. But anyway, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate your, your good-hearted manner inside of MLSP and your abundant mindset and all the good things that you bring to the community. We really, really appreciate you both. So congratulations for November of the month.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.